see, do remember. I'm sorry. I know I'm all over the place. Do remember when you post something. Internet connection, but we are back on and it's still recording because we are cold like that.
Right.
We are cold like that. It's a motivational speaker, your empowerment coach, you're authoring your favorite baker's favorite baker. I need to know what the energy levels are. I need to know what the energy levels are like. So if you had a good day today, I need you to put a 1 in the comment section. Put a 1 in the comment section if you had a good day today. And if you had, let me scoot this over just a little bit. And I don't believe in bad days. You know that?
You got that right.
Yeah.
You got that right.
You can always learn from what's quote unquote called a bad day.
Yes.
And bad days are the type of days that we have when, it makes you appreciate the good days that much more.
Right.
I like to call them character building days.
Yes.
And if you had a character building day, I need you to put a 2. Looks like a peace sign. Put a 2 in the comment section. Put a 2 in the comment section if you had a character building day today. Put a 2 in the comment section. And if you had what I had today, because today has been a very eventful day,
yes.
I need you to put a 0 in the comment section. 0 is for outstanding. 0 is like, bam. And this is like a bubble, and you're right there in the middle of that bubble, and nothing can penetrate it. If it's such an outstanding, stupendous, marvelous day, put a 0 in that thing. Yes. I see Jamon had a good day. Thank you for tuning in. Arlene and Shayla had outstanding day. Thank you for tuning in. Tag, like, and share. Thank you very much. Got a special guest right here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm skipping again. This is what happens. I get flabbergasted.
You're too excited.
I'm always excited. I enjoy going live, and I enjoy going live with someone who's never gone live before, like my line brother right here. Yeah. And so I get all over the place, but we're having fun. It's all good. It's all good.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to put a 0 at the end of this live. What are you going to put at the end of this live?
0.
You had an outstanding day today,
Outstanding day. Great work in the community today. Yep. John Paul Scott School.
Shout out.
Loved it.
We had a fun morning and all into the afternoon. Got to go get something to eat afterwards.
Yes. Always like to eat. Food is good.
And nutritious.
Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it is his very first live, and his very first live with me, okay? Coach Clee coming at you. He's a husband. He's a father. He's a community activist. He is a licensed real estate agent. He also does construction planning and documents for the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. He's a Middletown High School graduate, and he's a Temple graduate. And we had a Temple recruiter on here not too long ago. Yes. So I know he loves that.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure you give him some thumbs up. We can't do applause. Give him some thumbs up. Give him some hearts. Let him know that you care about him. He's going to come on and give you guys a bunch of knowledge. Vinny, thank you for tuning in. Tag, like, and share. Raymond.
Yes.
Man.
Where do I start?
Yeah, well, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. From the Harrisburg area, went to the Middletown High School, and played sports, played some basketball, ran a little track and stuff like that. And from there, I left Harrisburg, went to Philadelphia, went to Temple University, came back here, and earlier in my age, I had my first 2 children were born, and raised my children by myself, and I got my real estate license too early on, right after they were born. I was like in my early 20s.
Okay.
And back then, the real estate market was really happening, and I did very well. But I also had a state employment job, which I thought I could leave that state employment, but unfortunately, the market busted after a while. But I still needed to take care of my kids, so I maintained my state employment and the real estate.
Dipping.
Yes. And now I'm close to retire from one gig, and I'll be real estate full time. But I've had a lot of adventures, helped a whole lot of people, and pride myself in having great customer service and being a down-to-earth person.
You are very down-to-earth and very easy.
Yeah, in all aspects.
Easy to talk to.
All aspects. Yes.
I'd like to thank Clarence for tuning in. Lisa, Jason, thank you for tuning in. Tag, like, and share. Also, while you guys are on, please remember to check out the website, workwithclee.com. We have a special going on with these raglins right here. The red one, I got the black one on. March 4th is on there. No Shade, All Light is on there. And to segue into our next question, we got Stark products on there for sale. And I'm just wondering, You already had a little bit of that Stark. Yeah. Is this your first time drinking some of this Stark alkaline water?
Yes, it is. Yes,
what do you think about that?
I find this very refreshing. Actually, being warm today, coming down the highway, I was dehydrated. Got me a little Stark in me. Feeling a lot better. The mouth is not quite as parched. Ready for talking.
There we go. See?
Ready for talking.
And you see, before the lockdown started, his bottle's already almost halfway empty, too. So he ain't lying about that thing. So you were talking about a lot of adventures and helping people. Can you elaborate on that?
Yes. One thing I did for almost about 8-10 years or so, I helped out Bethany AME Church.
Okay.
I was a trustee there, but I also took care of their properties and things like that. And I really enjoyed that. Sometimes I get caught up because I always want to help out. So whatever my skills are, my background, I like to try and apply that to different situations and help out folks whenever I can.
Where your talents lie.
Yes. Yes. Yep. And I'm trying to think of some other things. Oh, you know what? Working with our fraternity, Himyar Temple, the Prince Hall Shriners here in Harrisburg. That was a very good experience. Well, I'm still continually work with them and making them more visible. Shout out to our Pody, Clarence Stokes.
He's watching right now.
Pody is the guy who's in charge, for folks that don't know that. Yes, with that organization, because of not recruiting and things like that, the way a lot of organizations today go, especially a lot of our black organizations, stepped in there and got us some guys and recruited other guys and started building the temple up and making us more visible. And you can see us right now in the community doing several different things. When the family's home caught on fire out in the South Side, our potentate was out there and we gave them donations to help out, which is the kind of thing we should be doing in the community. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And you talking about continuing on with other adventures and things. Has there been any events in the past that you would like to share, or do you have any events coming up in the future?
You know what? Events coming up in the future. We have a fantastic marketing program and website coming out. It should be out next month. And it's for anyone. Real estate questions, real estate help, anything that deals with real estate. You can contact your guy, Ray Roy. Now, you're not going to be able to, it'll be backwards on the camera, but that's 717-497-5576. I always like to get a little plug in there.
Yeah,
my family likes that because Dad needs to keep a roof over their head and food in their bellies.
And that's why we do this, because I put on the put on.
Yes.
And you see, Pody just asked the question: do I ever give my guests more than one bottle of water? And that's so very ironic. Can you double fist it real quick?
Yes. Knocking out one, had the second one on backup.
He tried to be funny.
Starking it down. Caught you with it.
He got the backup right there, just so he can finish the first one.
Yes.
So you have any other accomplishments that you got that are come on the horizon?
You know what? I tell you what. Let me step back. You know, one of my greatest accomplishments are my children.
Okay.
When my son was young, they said, he had a reading disability and what have you and things like that. And he went on in life and went to college and became an engineer.
Okay.
Ran track all over the place, all over the United States, and took some of those things that his father did even further. And my daughter, she works in accounting and taxes for Department of Revenue out in Pittsburgh. So being a single parent, raising my children, there were many trials and struggles, but my children are really my greatest accomplishment because all that I do is for my family.
I see that you're very proud, yeah.
Yes. That's one of my greatest accomplishments, that they could, without being in trouble with the law and different things like that and so forth, to come along in life and be educated, have good employment. And you know what? They don't even ask Dad for money no more. Yeah. So that's definitely a good thing.
That sounds like success on both sides. Total success.
Yes. And you know what? Even my stepdaughter, she's 16 now, getting ready to graduate, does very well in school, and she is autistic.
Okay.
but she's a cheerleader. She runs track, and she's thinking about trying to be a wrestler.
Wow.
But
okay.
that is still in negotiation. We got to negotiate that wrestling.
What are the terms?
Dad don't want it to happen.
Oh, okay.
I shouldn't have said that.
That
but
sounds cut and dry.
The secret's
right there.
out.
Jason said, way to lead by example. Danielle, thank you for joining in. Tag, like, and share.
Thank you.
Is there anything that has inspired you to make it to the level that you're at right now? Yeah. And what keeps you going?
I tell you what, one of my main inspirations, back to family again, my dad.
Okay.
My dad. Throughout my life, seeing my dad struggle, go to work, educate himself, rise up, and take care of us. My dad was in the Marine Corps, so when a lot of those other kids, like when the street lights was out, we had to be in. Even though those other kids might be playing around out there, my dad wanted us in the house. Sunday school every Sunday. Right now, my dad has been suffering with a hip infection for almost 2.5, 3 years just about now.
Okay.
But even now, when you go to see him, you can see the strength and vigor that's within him still, that his mind is alert and so forth, that despite of his physical disability at this time, he is still a strong man. And my dad has been my inspiration. Yes, like when I was in my younger day in Philadelphia, I ran around a little bit, doing certain things, but sometimes when I was involved in certain, I could hear his voice in the back of my head telling me, boy, you better not do that. And it often kept me from doing certain things that some of my other friends did, and they got in trouble, and I didn't, and was able to stay on the straight and narrow most of my life.
Nice. So that was your subconscious at a time, at a point in need in your life that kept you on the straight and narrow, just like you said, and got you to be the upstanding man that you are today.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Does that motivation that helped you in your youth, does it still inspire you now today to keep going? Yes, because sometimes, in my head, certain situations, I'm like, what would my dad do? What would my dad do? And as far as that's concerned too, my mother also. My parents, my mother's from Georgia, my father's from Virginia. My dad's family had relocated to this area up here, the Roy family. Okay.
And my mother followed him up here. They're working through life to provide a home for us, making sure that we had a Christian background and so forth.
Nice.
Was a very beautiful thing that I was able to have that. And, just even reaching back on our John Paul Scott School situation today, helping to educate some of the kids on careers and things, we could see that obviously there are a lot of kids who aren't getting that today. And I was able to have that type of thing, which helped me out in life and to keep me on the straight and narrow. And I tried to instill the same things in my children, and I hope my children instill that in their children, that they can even go further than their old dad.
Keep the cycle going,
has went. Yes.
Okay. And Shayla just commented saying your dad is an amazing man. And Jason has, thank you for sharing your successes as well as some of your intimate challenges. Okay, there we go.
Yes.
Yep.
With Jason saying that, actually, I'm sort of an introvert. Even though I'm very outgoing, people don't know that because oftentimes there's that big old crowd over there. They're commiserating and talking. I may be over there sitting on the side or whatever.
Man, a story just came to my head when you said that.
Yes. But you know what? Through masonry, it's really helping me a lot with the brotherhood and all the great brothers I have. I mean, really, you know what? I mean, I hate to say this, just saying that and thinking about that in my mind, it almost brings a tear to me.
Yeah.
Because just like Clee here and my other brothers, you can call them at any time. In times when I may be feeling some kind of way or whatever, they may reach out to me out in the blue. So the Masonic community is such a brotherhood. And at this time, I have Masonic friends all over the place, all over the United States, really. And you know, that's also been a great help, because there are times that some of those guys, and even some of the sisters as well, may reach out and give a little inspiration, or even me give them some inspiration to help them along the road. Yes.
Again, being cyclic, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
yes.
you briefly touched about the event that took place this morning. Would you care to elaborate on the things that we endured this morning? It was a lot of fun. Maybe I'm making it sound. It was a lot of fun. It was a great experience.
Yes. I mean, especially for people, a person like myself and Clee, you know, we have children, and going to the John Paul Scott School, listening to the presentation on John Paul Scott, which most of us in the Masonic community, especially from Chosen Friends, were very educated on his background and the things that he did. Real quick, he was a school administrator. He was a Grand Master in the state of Pennsylvania. And my one thing I always like to say, John Paul Scott owned rental property. And rental property was some of the catalysts for his income, which is something that I think a lot of people should try and do these days. And if you can't get into rental properties, at least own a home of your own. It's owning that piece of America. These days, they make it more difficult and more difficult for you to do that. But I think it's a very important thing. The benefits of having that piece of America is very important.
There it is. That's some knowledge and pearls you just dumped on you. And having real estate is a residual income it's basically another steady income while you're making income, so you always have money coming in. It's what they call sleep money.
Yes.
That while you're sleeping, you're still making money. I think that's the goal for all of us.
Yes. And owning a home is almost like an investment. It's like the stock market or something. Even though you're paying into it, it's almost like you're paying into a bank. Then over time, later on in life, you can get lots of residuals out of that. You know, depending on what you sell it for and those parameters, you can reap great benefits. Like I told the kids today, if you have a house and you pay it off and you sell it when you get older, you can move to Florida with that if you'd like to. Yeah. And some of our friends have done that.
Yes, I know a few people have done that also.
Yeah, some of our brothers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Yep. Worked hard all their lives, paid that house off, sold it, took that money, moved to Florida. One of them moved to Virginia. You know, it can make a great change in your life. Yes.
Enjoy those years. It's like one big long vacation.
Yes.
So I know we talked about inspirations and accomplishments and events. Did you have any goals that you had set out to accomplish that you're so proud of that you did accomplish? And are you striving for any goals now?
I am striving 24/7. I strive in my sleep.
That's that subconscious working, constantly building.
At this time, with my knowledge, experience, and background, just even like looking at those children today, looking at situations to provide housing for families. And that's another part of my website and my marketing that's coming up. The marketing and the website stuff is the first piece, but the second piece is to try and develop properties in certain locations where folks can have decent housing.
Okay.
Which can be very important to young people growing up to have that place that they can call home. Yes.
Feel comfortable in that piece.
Yes. Yes.
So you're working on marketing and a website. Do you have a name for it? Would you like to share any of that information for our viewers now, or is that something we can put in the header, or do we have to wait a little bit on that?
You have to wait a little bit. I'm working with my person to kind of get it going, and I was hoping really I'd have a little more right now, but we're just kind of in the beginning stages of that. It's been a long time coming.
That just means you can launch it later.
Yes.
And once you launch it, it's going to blast off into outer space. That's how you do that.
Oh, yeah.
That's how you do that thing. I already know.
Yes.
And you working towards any goals right now?
Yes. You know what? One of my goals is to retire from the state.
Okay. That's a big accomplishment.
When I first started at the state, I said to myself, I would work there for a while, and then I become this wealthy real estate guy, and just ride around Cadillacs all day. you know, and stuff like that.
Says you got another luxurious car.
Yeah, well,
it's nice. It's shining. It's buffed outside too.
We put a little water on that every now and then, little wax.
We ain't talking about rainwater either.
But yeah, that is one thing. Yeah, like I said, when I started at the state, I didn't think I was going to be there that long. But I started out as a draftsman.
Okay.
And then before you know it, I was running the drafting area. And then I went from there, and I worked for the Real Estate Bureau for several years. And my latest appointment over the last 7 years, I've been working for the Department of Labor and Industry, doing their contracting and contracts for their buildings. Like when things break, like the AC units go out, I work with the contractors to get those replaced. They want to build new office areas or even empty office areas. I work with contractors, and I have a small team of guys also to get those things done for them. And that kind of work I really have a passion for. Anything dealing with buildings, real estate, anything like that, I have a real passion for it. And my thing is, anybody could say they're not in it for the money, but my thing is to really genuinely help people. And I have clients now that sometimes I'm in a grocery store and they run into Mr. Old Ray Roy and that little kid, when they bought the house, they over top of me and so forth. And they're very happy, and oftentimes they stay in their home for a long time because I put my time in helping them without any complaints. The real estate business is not always easy. Between the people and some of the situations you get into, contracts and financing and construction-related repairs and those kind of things. But my thing is, I usually work through it with a smile. People don't even know that maybe there may be difficulty because I try and take that on for them and work them through that process as smooth as possible to get them to that ultimate goal of home ownership.
There we go. See, look at that. That's got to be a good feeling to actually go through that fun and challenging process that can sometimes be a headache to get somebody into their ultimate goal to make their lives better.
Yes. Because oftentimes people going through the process, they're panicking, they're becoming somebody that people might not normally see. And after they're all done and settled and they come back to themselves, they're like, oh boy, thank you so much. And little do they know, anyhow, I just keep smiling and helping them out. Drove me crazy at times.
I detect a little bit of sarcasm, just a little bit, but not much that want to change the game.
But you gotta laugh. You gotta laugh. You gotta keep a smile on your face. You know what? Life is too short, and going around crying all the time and complaining and stuff like that—that's just a waste of your time. Take that energy and put it into something positive. Learn from the situation. Move forward.
Man, we preach about that all the time. Is moving forward, marching forth.
Yes.
Stepping out of your comfort zone with positive energy. The more positive energy that you put out, more positive energy comes back. So I mean, if you don't hear it from me, he said the same thing, but he said it in his own way.
Yes.
It's the same thing. It's very simple. It's the same thing. And we're not saying this as if we don't experience challenges or that we don't experience negativity, but you still have to remind yourself to keep moving forward, to keep marching forward, to stay positive, and the more you do it, the easier it gets.
Yes. I was told by a minister, trouble doesn't last long. Yes.
I've heard that too.
Yes. So, yes, you always have to keep yourself moving forward despite of your circumstances because it only lasts a day. But you know what? In reality, though, once you have come across those circumstances and you work through that, oftentimes in life, something else comes along. But you know what? That's just life, and we got to keep moving.
We call those character building moments. And those
Yes,
character
sir.
building
Yes,
moments
sir.
actually lead us to an outstanding day.
Yes.
And we covered a lot. Is there anything else that we might have missed or anything else that you might have remembered that you want to cover and share?
You know what? I like to always share this. One of my other passions, fishing. Oh, boy. I enjoy it whenever I can. You know, when I was younger and so forth, I would go fishing a lot more. But now that I'm so busy between real estate, my job, my family, and Masonic work, I don't get an opportunity to go as much as I can. But I think taking children fishing is also a good thing, and it's a good bond with families. Mom or dad, to take them to a little lake somewhere and put a little bait on a string and throw it out there in the water and see them catch something wiggling on the end of the hook. It's something in life that they can do that can be productive versus like maybe other hobbies they could pick up. It's a hobby that you can teach a kid when they're young, and it's something positive that they can do later on in life. That's very relaxing also, being out there in nature, the various fish, the birds, the water, the whole 9 yards. It's very relaxing. That's something that I like to do to relax. Go fishing, sit out there, throw my thing in the water, see what I can catch.
Okay, yeah, I know going fishing is a lot of fun, and it's a calming effect also.
Yes. Yes.
There we go. Thank you, Tracy, for tuning in. Please tag, like, and share. Thank you.
How you doing, Tracy?
You can't do it that stern voice. I almost sat back in my posture went straight. Anything else you want to cover? Anything else we may have missed? If somebody was sitting, up and comer was sitting in the chair that's right across from here, that's off screen, what kind of advice would you give them to make it in the business that you're into now, if they were eager to learn?
You know what? I tell you what. Not only real estate business, the business of life. In today's world, people think everything comes so fast.
Yeah.
They think everything is like computerized and just hit a button. Success does not always come fast. And the thing is to have to stick to it attitude. And continue to work in whatever your passions of your heart are and pursue that. And that's the thing that you need to do to make it and be a success in life, I think. You can easily quit. But I'll tell you a quick little story.
Go ahead.
I like cars. Clee likes cars. And I was in Virginia Beach one time, and I saw this yellow Corvette, tinted windows. Nice new Corvette, super nice. And this old dude ended up getting out the car, and he said, I worked all my life very hard to get the car of my dreams. So it isn't always that you might see some people riding around and whatever and living in a certain way. It doesn't always happen fast. Sometimes it takes a lifetime of work to achieve certain goals.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing.
Yes.
I see Clarence just asked a question too, or at least it came through. It says, is it fishing or is it drowning worms?
It depends on the day.
That's perspective. You know?
It depends on the day.
Are you killing the worms or are you getting the fish for food later?
Yes, the fish for food later. I don't keep most of the time when I catch stuff, I usually throw it back. Yeah. But certain fish I do keep, and we like to make smoked trout at our house. Garlic, soy sauce, black pepper.
Yeah, it sounds like I need to
put that on the grill for a little butter and skin side down, and that's a very delicious thing.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the invite. Seriously.
It's coming, sir. It's coming. It's coming.
Two-fisted, remember that.
Okay, all right. I double up on the Stark. I got to pay my brother back.
Good, man. Good. I'm glad you came on. I'm glad that he got his first live and he got his first interview out of the way. Let me give you a high five on that.
Yes.
You did a tremendous
Thank you,
job.
sir.
Thank you.
Enjoyed it.
Absolutely. I enjoyed it too. I really did. I got a special guest coming on next week. Guess who it's going to be?
Who's that?
I can't tell you. You got to stay tuned and watch. I don't know.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
Get him. I got a special gift for him for coming on the show. He gets a Coach Clee magnet.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for making time available. I asked him before to come on, and yeah, I'm pushing the business out there a little bit. I'm asking before to come on. This is back in maybe like November, December, and it kind of flaked on me. He like, and he would avoid me a little bit, and I let it go for a little while. He's still my brother. Would shake his hand, see him, and I give him that look like, you know you're coming now. You know you're coming. And so he finally came, and he did a tremendous job, and he's a natural.
Yeah. I like to talk to people. I like to talk to people.
Good.
Yes. Yeah. Actually, my my first time that I didn't really cancel. No, I ain't gonna use that
cancel.
word. I didn't really cancel. I just did not acknowledge. I guess.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
I had a little home coaching.
Okay. Oh.
And the home coaching inspired me, and also my birthday was last week, so I said, "What a good thing to do my first live right after my birthday."
I was supposed to say, you got the happy belated birthday
thank
to
you,
you,
sir.
Yeah,
thank
man.
you, sir. Older and wiser. Yeah.
And listen to the home coaching. The home coach got you over that hump.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, home coach. Danette Roy. Whoop whoop.
There we go. There we go. I'm glad you came on again.
Yes.
Like
yes.
I said, I put on. And I do these shows. You know, if you have a business, if you have a product, if you have a positive message that you want to get out there and you don't have the platform or just want more of a platform to put that message out there, please inbox me, workwithclee.com, where you can hit up my email or find a way to contact me. We'll schedule you to get on the show, come to this red wall, we'll get you in the lab with the pen and the pad. You can do your own interview too, and we're going to have a lot of fun doing that, you know?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
My brother Clee, great guy. Great guy, super great guy, great father, great all-around person.
Thank you.
Yes,
I appreciate it.
Yes. Oh yeah, nothing but love for this guy.
And we're gonna make sure your contact information and anything else you want is gonna be tagged on the header.
Okay.
So if anyone wants to reach out and ask me questions, make your Raymond Roy with information will be in the header above. All right.
Yes.
It's your motivational speaker, your empowerment coach, your author, and your favorite baker's favorite baker getting ready to sign off. Make sure you tune into the motivational moments. Watch me on YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube page. Like my Facebook page. We got a lot of good information coming down the pipeline, but we're getting ready to leave you right now. We can only leave one way. You know how we leave?
Right.
We got to leave with the money dance.
Oh, okay.
Let me see it.
I think I can do that, baby. I can do that.
We're out of here. Have a wonderful night. Peace. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for having me.